So, do you really think it is appropriate for Kim Kardashian's young daughter to be dressed in this manner? We have to remember that she was just 11 years old at the time. Turning 12 doesn't suddenly make it acceptable, but the fact is, it was only 11 and has just recently turned 12. And yet, this is the way Kim is choosing to style her daughter. She is seen wearing what appears to be a push-up bra, which raises a lot of questions. Why would a child need something like that? On top of that, there are so many accessories added to the outfit that the whole look feels overwhelming and confusing. Then comes the issue of how much skin is being shown. The corset-style clothing, and everything else combined, it all seems incredibly inappropriate for a child. There is heavy makeup layered on her face, large earrings, and let's not forget, the colored hair, which on its own, is already quite a bold statement for someone so young. To make matters worse, she's styled with high boots that have tall heels. What is Kim really thinking here? Critics have not held back, slamming Kim for this decision. Many people are absolutely outraged, pointing out that her daughter is simply far too young to be presented this way. North was spotted in a small frilly miniskirt paired with chunky black boots. She had on a strapless corset-style top and even wore a necklace designed to look like a collar. She topped off the outfit with heart-shaped glasses. Almost immediately, people reacted negatively. Many were quick to criticize Kim's parenting choices, questioning her sense of responsibility. Some asked, is this really good parenting? Why does North look so grown when she's only 12 years old? Others even drew comparisons to Beyoncé and how she dresses her own children. One person directly said, this is literally a minor. She is a child, and that is exactly the issue here, especially considering Kim Kardashian's fame and visibility. Dressing a minor child in this way exposes her across the entire internet. Unfortunately, we are all aware that there are grown men online who will save these photos and use them in inappropriate ways, despite knowing she is still underage. This is not a light matter. It's deeply troubling that celebrities and even some regular parents think it is fine to present their children like this. This girl isn't even 16. She is just 12 years old, and only a short time ago she was 11. Heavy makeup, corsets, push-up bras, tall boots. What message does that send? It feels wrong, it looks wrong, and it's hard to justify in any way. Moving on to Tamar Braxton's situation. Recently, she came out with a shocking claim that she had gone through a traumatic incident in a pool. She described seeing blood everywhere and said she had no idea what had just happened. The story spread quickly, leaving many people deeply concerned. However, not long after, Tamar suddenly reappeared seemingly fine and went on to release a trailer for her brand show. This has made people very skeptical, with many now accusing her of exaggerating or even fabricating the story altogether just to gain publicity and attention. Some feel she deliberately played up a false narrative so that media outlets would cover her name and boost interest in her upcoming project. Personally, I was extremely worried when I first heard her claims. I wondered what could have happened, who was behind it, and how she ended up in that condition. But now, with no visible scars or injuries, she is back promoting a TV show like nothing ever happened. This has disappointed a lot of her fans because, honestly, she didn't need to resort to such a stunt. People would have watched her show anyway. It didn't require this kind of dramatic headline to attract attention. Now let's shift focus to Diddy's trial. Recently, the judge issued new filings, making it very clear that September will be a decisive month in determining whether or not Diddy will be granted a retrial. Diddy is pushing hard to reopen his case, specifically regarding 2 convictions under the Mann Act. He wants to challenge these charges after having already managed to get the RICO charges and sex charges dismissed. While it's not unusual for someone in his position to request an acquittal, realistically, that outcome is highly unlikely. Still, the judge has set a deadline of September 3rd for both the defense and the prosecution to file their briefs and arguments later in the month. The judge is expected to decide whether this retrial will move forward. Given that Diddy has been denied bail several times already, it seems improbable that the judge will suddenly change course. Yet, it is not impossible. If the retrial is granted, it will likely take place while he remains in prison, and the whole legal battle will start over again. This means September is shaping up to be a crucial month for Diddy and his legal team as they prepare every possible angle of defense. Finally, let's talk about the case involving Lil Nas X. Reports claim that during his arrest, he actually injured 3 LAPD officers even though he was allegedly overdosing and was naked at the time. According to sources, one officer ended up in the hospital with a severe back sprain, another suffered an injury to the head, and the third had damage to his hand. Honestly, this story doesn't quite add up. Considering Lil Nas X's slim stature and physical build, how could he possibly have injured 3 fully grown officers while in such a condition? Nevertheless, prosecutors are now charging him with 4 felony counts, including 3 separate counts of battery on police officers. Medical records apparently back up the officers' claims of injury, which makes this a very difficult case for him to fight. Another strange detail is that no taser was reportedly used during the arrest. Officers only applied what they called a firm grip. But if 3 officers were injured in the process, why wasn't stronger force used? Something about this entire situation feels questionable. Regardless, these are serious charges, and we will most likely see this case go to court later this year. Without a doubt, this has been one of the worst and most chaotic weeks of his entire career. With all that said, make sure you subscribe to the channel. It only takes 1 click, and it really does go a long way. Drop a comment down below, give this video a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed yet, now is the perfect time. You can also send in a tip through the $ if you'd like to support. I'll catch you guys soon with another video.